El Paso goes by many names. Sun City, 915. We are known for history, culture, food, and art. In the early 1900s, development and commerce in El Paso revolved around mining and trade. The nationally recognized mission trails are just one example of the many historic sites that portray our region's rich indigenous and colonial history. Since then, El Paso has evolved, and so has its people. We take great pride in nourishing a skilled and capable workforce, with 72% of our population being bilingual. We stay competitive among other large U.S. cities. The region's border location boasts a major trade port. It allows competitive local manufacturers to produce at maximum capacity. Fleet systems are capable of worldwide distribution of parts and products. Our state-of-the-art higher education systems are nationally recognized. The Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center El Paso, the nation's first comprehensive health sciences institution on the U.S.-Mexico border, provides students the opportunities to become doctors, nurses, and researchers. The University of Texas at El Paso offers 74 bachelor's, 74 master's, and 22 doctoral programs. Local government agencies and other economic development organizations help industries become established and expand in our community. The County of El Paso is great for business, but we also keep true to our southern hospitality with plenty of outdoor recreation options. It's easy to keep active in El Paso. We are constantly looking for new industries interested in expansion. We want to offer our help and support in the process. No matter the name, El Paso is proud, strong, progressive. We are El Paso. Come see what we can do together.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
The County of El Paso Public Works Department is offering sandbags at no cost or requirements to the public. The sandbags are outside of the facilities and are available 24 hours a day. The location of the county facilities are the following: the Road and Bridge Fabens Warehouse, located at 1331 North Fabens Street in Fabens, Texas, 79838. The Road and Bridge Canutillo Warehouse, located at 191 Canutillo Avenue in Canutillo, Texas, 79835. And the Road and Bridge Montana Warehouse, located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas, 79938. Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346th District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the Purchasing Department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
gentlemen, today is Monday, January 27, 2020. Commissioners Court is meeting in regular session. Would you please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation by Pam Peroni.
Judge, commissioners, and all who are here today, thank you for the opportunity. Almighty God, today as we enter this chamber to begin the county business, our hearts are heavy for our co-worker and friend, District Clerk Norma Favela Barcelo, in the loss of her beloved son, Bobby Phoenix, who was taken from his family at such a tender age. Lord, we ask you to comfort all who mourn Bobby. Wrap your strong arms of love around them, support them, wipe away their tears, lift them up and remind them of many treasured times together. Your word says you are near to the brokenhearted. Please today draw near to them as they search for answers and a way to make sense of Bobby's passing. We pray that in time you will heal their devastated hearts. Help those who are close to the family to have a clear sense of when to call, when to stop by, and when to show up with dinner and a hug. Let their faith in you remain strong, even as they are asking why. For those that will come before this court today, we thank you. Let those who are being honored, those who are giving reports, and those who are making presentations sense your peace and your presence. For our county judge, our commissioners, our county department heads, and their staff members, we pray that you will give wisdom to each one. Help them to be concerned about and responsive to the people of El Paso County. May their work and their actions greatly contribute to making our county a special place to live and work. Touch Commissioner Leon this morning and heal him quickly, we pray. This day we give glory and honor to our Creator, our Savior, and our King. God, bless El Paso County. Amen, and so be it.
Mrs. Ferroni, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you, but thank you so much for including such an important person in our life, you know, a big part of our county family, Norma Favela, and we ask you as well, you know, to your prayers and thoughts for a beautiful lady and a beautiful family that it'll be a difficult road, but they're very faithful, and I just wish them all the best. Thank you very much.
Item number 4 is the consent agenda, composed of items 4A through 4AC. Are there any items that the members of the court or public would like to pull for individual discussion?
Commissioners? Second?
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Leon is absent. Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5A, resolutions. Approve and adopt a resolution recognizing Western Technical College on its 50th anniversary.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners. I have the honor of reading this resolution. We have a number of folks representing Western Tech. If y'all can come up to the podium. We have Mary Cano, the campus president at the East Side location, Brad Kirkendall, who's the CEO, Randy Kirkendall, who's the board chair, Margie Aguilar, campus president at the Northeast location, and Linda Cervantes, director of marketing. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to read the resolution and then we'll hear from you, okay? Whereas Western Technical College is a locally owned business and is celebrating its 50th year of operation and providing the skills, education, and training needed by business and industry. And whereas there has been continued demand for graduates in the areas of training offered at Western Technical College, and whereas over the last 5 decades, Western Technical College has trained over 20,000 graduates for jobs in local and out-of-town industry, and whereas Western Technical College has relied heavily on input from employers relative to industrial trends, technology changes, equipment needs, and program validation, and whereas this has allowed Western Technical College to keep their programs up to date in order to provide the necessary skills and training for employment in its students' field of study, And whereas over 23,000 employers have visited Western Technical College campuses during the last 5 decades, and whereas this is a reflection of the great reputation that Western Technical College has created and the confidence that employers have in Western Technical College graduates. Now therefore be it resolved by the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court that we recognize Western Technical College, their students, graduates, employers, and employees who have supported them over the last 50 years in providing ongoing quality training, education, and subsequently for the great work Western Technical College has done to enhance our economy in the greater El Paso community. Signed this 27th day of January 2020, the Honorable County Commissioners Court.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye?
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The floor is yours.
I'd just like to take a minute, County Judge and Commissioners and Commissioner Stout, thank you very much for the honor to be here and to be recognized. It's been our privilege to serve the El Paso County for the last 5 decades. And it really is an honor to work not only with the employers, but the graduates and placing graduates with the employers. That really is what makes our life better. It contributes to the economy. It contributes to who we are as El Pasoans. And we are proud to call ourselves a big part of El Paso. And we just want to take the opportunity to thank you guys for taking the time to recognize us and our accomplishments. We look forward to the next 50 years. Thank you.
We hope that you're around for another 50. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you. We talk about what's going to take us to the next level. We're real excited where El Paso's at this point in time, and our workforce is going to be the key. And you do so much, and your leadership, not only with a school, but your leadership in this community has just been amazing. And so we thank you for that continued effort to care for people that want an education and want to get out there and become part of this synergism that we have in El Paso. That's amazing. Thank you for being a big part of that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. If y'all like to come over here and shake our hands. Or we can do it here. Y'all want to turn around real quick and we'll take a picture?
Thank you. Item 5B, approve and adopt a resolution recognizing the accomplishments of Bowie High School's Culinary Arts Program.
If you please come up. Grace, if you don't mind coming up with your, thank you. This isn't easy, being a silver fox and honoring Bowie Bears. It's not that. But we love them. After we graduate, we love each other. But it's during high school that makes it a little difficult. So, but yeah, very glad to be able and honored to be able to do this. Whereas Bowie High School's Culinary Arts Program has created an extraordinary reputation for themselves in the community, as they have proven to be one of the top businesses in the El Paso food truck industry. And whereas in 2017, the students of the Culinary Arts Program worked hard to raise more than $50,000 through the Paso del Norte Community Foundation to purchase a food truck officially named Oso Good Express, which has become an award-winning enterprise for program. And whereas Oso Good Express was a brainchild of the senior class of 2017, and since then, revenues raised from this innovative business venture has gone into funding scholarships for graduating seniors interested in pursuing careers in the culinary arts field. Whereas with the assistance of Chef Christopher Puga, students have catered large events such as luncheons for comedian Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, and most recently, they provided hot chocolate and pan dulce for the Border Tuner Interactive Art Display, an event in El Paso that received national recognition. Whereas the program has reached many milestones in the short time of its existence, which includes being named the 2019 Best of the City Food Trucks, the 2018 El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Entrepreneurial Spirit of the Year Award, and the 2019 El Paso del Norte Lions Club Inspirational Leader Award. Whereas we are very proud of all these young, passionate, and hardworking leaders have been able to accomplish, and for the memorable meals they have created to help showcase a unique culture and warmth El Paso is known for. Now therefore be it resolved that the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court do hereby recognize the accomplishments of Bowie High School's Culinary Arts Program, signed this 27th day of January 2020.
Second.
Commissioner Bettis?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Chef Puga?
County Judge, Commissioners, appreciate the recognition. It's been a long journey of 3 years being in education. Coming from the industry into education has been an absolute different world for me, but nothing means more than these students to me. I don't have kids of my own, so I cherish these kids as my own, making sure that they are successful in everything they do. There's a lot more for us to grow. A lot of recognition has come from the city, and we appreciate everything that everybody's given to us and the humble hearts that everybody keeps us going. So we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Chef Puga, you mind if they can introduce
Of course,
themselves? Thank you.
definitely.
My name is Grecia.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jennifer.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. My name is Aida.
Hi, my name is Kevin Reyes.
Hi, good morning. My name is Emmanuel Meneses.
Good morning. My name is Arthur Beck, Student Activities at Bowie High School, and I would just like to take this time to acknowledge what this group and what this individual here, Chef Puga, has done to Bowie High School, not only with the food truck, but everything that's involved at Bowie High School. He's made my job a lot easier. Also, pride is definitely back. We're so proud of all these kids and all the kids at Bowie High School. Definitely. I'm getting emotional because these kids have done so much for the school. I just really appreciate everything they've done for our community, our kids, our morale, our spirit. These guys are the leaders of Bowie High School, and also.
And thank you for. Thank you for allowing that. It's incredible, but if the school's not open to an activity, it's very difficult to be able to do the accomplishments and the support. And also for Grace, her recognition of Bowie Bears in general, plus what she asked to have you guys here get recognized. Grace, you want to say a few words?
I want to thank Judge Samaniego and the County Commissioners Court for acknowledging this group of outstanding students. It's very rare and unusual for a group of students to excel at a Southside Border High School as they have in 1 year. Chef Puga started the culinary program, I think, a couple of years ago with 2 or 3 students. He now has 154. And most of them are interested in attending culinary colleges, which some of them have already been accepted. I am the president of the Bowie High School alumni, and I am very, very proud of them that they are excelling in such a way. Excellence only comes from good leadership. And I want to acknowledge Chef Christopher Puga. He's not only a teacher, but he's a chef, and he's a cheerleading coach, and he assists the students' activities. Also, our student activities director, they're an amazing dynamic team, along with the principal of Bowie High School, Francisco Ordaz. They are causing a chemical reaction at Bowie High School. They're trying to bring the spirit back, trying to bring a lot of traditional legacy activities that we used to have. And I'm very proud because, like I said, at a border school, they're being outstanding. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chef Puga, and it's what an amazing accomplishment. But like you said, it'll increase the spirit. Not that they need any more spirit at Bowie, because it's a wonderful, incredible school that has always shown that passion. But we putting this on that map for El Paso and having youth that want to stay here in El Paso, I don't think there's anything more important to us that you get a great education, that you follow your dreams, that you do what you want to do, and then you do them here in El Paso. We always welcome that. So thank you very much for each one of you. The best in your career. I promise that I will try to get Chef Puga and Chef Aron Sanchez together as a contribution that allows you to understand the kinds of things that you've accomplished. So thank you very much. Thank you.
You gonna join the Courthouse program?
Item 5C, approve and adopt a resolution declaring the month of January 2020 as School Board Recognition Month in El Paso County, Texas.
Would the board members please come up? You guys can have a conversation. Go ahead. Thank you. This is also very special just because of the type of volunteer and what happens. So thank you. So I have the honor of reading the resolution. Whereas the mission of all public schools is to meet the diverse educational needs of all children and to empower them to become competent, productive contributors to a democratic society and an ever-changing world. Whereas the local school board members are committed to children and believe that all children can be successful learners, that the best education is tailored to the individual needs of the child. And whereas the local school board members work closely with parents, educational professionals, and other community members to create the educational vision we want for our students. Whereas the local school board members are responsible for ensuring the structure that provides a solid foundation for our school system. Whereas the local school board members are strong advocates for public education, are responsible for communicating the needs of the school district to the public and the public's expectation to the district. And whereas we recognize the dedication of local school board members as they work to mold an education system that meets the needs of both today's and tomorrow's children. Now therefore be it resolved that the El Paso County Judge and Commissioners Court do hereby declare the month of January 2020 as School Board Recognition Month in El Paso County, Texas. Signed this 27th day of January 2020.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Anybody want to say a few words? Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
County Judge. Good morning, Commissioner. Good morning, community. My name is Trustee Blanca Ortiz Trout, representing Canutillo Independent School District. It's an honor for all of us, as my colleague trustees and myself, to receive this, what you guys decided already to declare January the month of the trustees. Thank you very much. This is very humble that award that we're going to receive. Also, I would like to give the thanks to our school districts for allowing us to work with them for the accomplishments that we already make it together for the education of our child. Thank you to the community as well, because they put in trust the education in our hands. It rests in our shoulders. Believe me, it's a big responsibility, but we do it with a lot of pride and honor. Thank you very much. Thank you, community. Thank you to all my fellow trustees, board members. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Judge Samaniego, I think we need to trade ties because I went to Franklin and you went to Jeff, and mine's red and yours is purple. So I think we should trade. A lot of what we do as trustees is really influencing the way that the next generation of El Pasoans are going to tackle the challenges for El Paso in the future. The other side of that is just being in our community. I'm wearing red today, and my colleague Josh Acevedo and Michelle Garcia from San Elizario are also wearing red. There's a young man who passed from my district. His name was Price Stanley. He died in an accident or in 2019, at the very end of 2019, and we're here wearing red for him today. And I just wanted to thank you for the honor and thank all commissioners for having us today. It's an honor and a privilege to serve with you and to serve you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Commissioners. Judge and I know each other. We graduated from Jeff many, many years ago, so we have something in common. And I am from the Isleta Independent School District. Currently, I'm the president of the school board. But it's such an honor to be here for you to recognize all of us for something that is not only us, but everybody else that works at these districts, that works in the community, all our superintendents, everybody works to the same goal, educating our kids. And we know that here in El Paso, we live very far away from the big cities, so a lot of it, we have to do it ourselves and rely on our friends here to help us out when we're in need. I don't think any of them would have ever said no. And our associates there at Western Tech, we have strong connection to them. I teach at Burgess High School Engineering, and we have had events there at Western Tech where they have allowed our kids to come up with it, show their skills and get their awards and be recognized for what they do. But in all, I just want to thank everyone. I think it's a great honor to be here amongst you, and thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Being short is sometimes not a privilege, right? So I just went ahead and comment in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Judge Samaniego, Commissioner Perez, Commissioner Stout, Commissioner Robinson, and also Mr. Carlos Leon, even though he's not present, but I'm pretty sure he will review this recording on your meetings. My name is Sylvia Gonzalez. I'm a Board of Trustee in Fabens ISD. Of course, we're far away from the city, but we consider, just like for the tragedy that happened in August, El Paso strong. We are considered also entity of El Paso. I just want to take this opportunity for thanking each and every one of you for your kindness and recognizing us in this resolution that we have finally brought it to the commissioners and the judge, to where we are recognizing the service that most of our colleagues in each independent school district that we have under the Region 19. Acknowledge that this is a volunteer effort that all of us do for the upbringing of our children. A lot of us were born and raised in our local areas or in the Paso areas. We know the needs for success in our students and the outcomes of our students. And we are the platform of educating our students for the future. Again, I want to thank you, each and every one of you. We can stay for a long time and give you a little bit of brief of our summary of what we do, but we stand all together as one to where we are here meeting the needs of our students for the future and educating them for the future and deal with any outcomes that arise in the future. Thank you very much for this acknowledgement and the resolution that you just adopted. We were proud to represent each and every district in our community. Thank you, in our county of El Paso. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge,
morning.
Commissioners. My name is Cynthia Nájera, and I serve on the Socorro ISD Board of Trustees. This is an amazing honor that you have bestowed on us today because, as you stated, Judge, we are volunteers. And so it is many meetings and events that we volunteer our time, but we do that because we want what's best for our students. And not only our students within our individual districts, but we all work together as Region 19 school boards to make sure that we're bringing the best education we can to the students of our area. And for you to recognize us, it's just a huge honor, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. My name is Camille Yilmaz. I'm the Area Superintendent for Harmony Public Schools, West Texas. Harmony Public Schools offer high-quality education to our students in Texas in 58 different campuses. And for El Paso area, we have 3 campuses here serving over 2,700 students. Today, we are honored to receive this recognition. On behalf of Harmony Public Schools, we want to thank for this recognition. And today, I'm representing the school board as they are far, far away in Houston. So thank you so much again for everything you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, thank you. You know what an amazing display of partnerships. You know, you all come from different public schools, and that's the way it should be. El Paso needs no fragmentation, needs no division. We need to be solid, and that's why we say we're El Paso strong. And this is the indication of having all of you here and being. I saw how the friendliness and you appreciate each other. And this idea of the volunteer, I'm not sure people quite understand, or a community might understand, the long hours and the fiduciary responsibility that you have for the budgets, for the discipline of your school boards and your superintendents. And it's just an amazing, something that very difficult to do, but very much appreciated. And so I thank you, and I encourage you to continue. You know, we always talk about our youth and our future, and you know, we keep wanting them to stay. And so whatever we could do to create the type of workforce and the type of opportunities for our young adults as they graduate from college and high school, that they stay here in El Paso, or if they leave with the understanding that they're going to go and one day come back and be part of this great community. We have seen on August the 3rd, we have seen how the refugees were handled by this incredible community, our generosity, the way we do things here in El Paso. We have become a role model for the nation. People from all over are trying to understand what is it that we do, that we were able to handle August the 3rd in the manner that we did. And one of the things that I keep saying is that we were prepared. We were prepared. We had already gone together with the faith-based community for the refugees. Incredible, thousands a day were coming through, being fed and taken care of as they passed through our community. So I can't understand or see that there would be another community that has this kind of passion. This is a great community. Thank you for making it even better. And I wish you all the best, and please pass on to your personnel that we appreciate everything that you do. to make our schools the best in the country. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let me get some pictures here.
Item number 6 is public comment. We do have 2 guests signed up to speak today. Our first guest is Mr. Pierre Andre Uzaraga.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Paso County, I am Pierre Andre Uzarraga, and I'm the founder and chairman of the American Political Party. I'm also the 2020 presidential candidate of the American Political Party. And with your help, your vote, am I becoming your 2020 presidential elect of the American Political Party Committee? We can do things that we've always dreamed of doing. Now we can do them quicker and easier. And we can stay constitutional simultaneously. I'll be honest, I'm here and I continue to come here because I fight. Not out of offense or offending people, but I come here out of defense. I come here to defend me and my civil rights. You all know I've been coming up here time and time again to try and educate the educated about the realities of cannabis and what the ridiculous laws that we have in place, what they do to us and our kids. For instance, I have not seen my daughter Riley because of the government, the laws that we have. I haven't seen her in 3 years. She has not seen her father. And it hurts really bad. I'm pissed off. I'm hurt and I'm pissed off. And I've done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. What I put into my body is what I put into my body. And I strongly recommend to everybody to open up the Bible, the first book, the first chapter and the first story. And the Bible explains how God created all the plants in the earth for every man and woman to use, children included. We've ignored ourselves. In the 70s, we passed the Controlled Substances Act in 1971. The educated did, by Nixon, President Nixon, Your Honor. In 72, the year after, we commissioned the Schaefer Commission to submit a marijuana report, which the government ignored. President Nixon passed the Controlled Substances Act. Then the following year, he orders the Schaefer Commission to submit this marijuana report. And then in 74, Congress, they deny it. They deny the report, which recommended decriminalization. So now we have this long list of organics and chemicals, and people use that against me and my daughter. I pay child support, and I have every month, like clockwork, and judges and family, like my baby mama, and because she's married to a sheriff or someone in the law enforcement community, you're violating my daughter's rights, her constitutional God-given rights, via the Texas standard and via the U.S. standard, and not the President of the United States or the head of the Congress or the head of the Judicial Committee knows what to do. And it hurts deeply. You'll never understand how deep you guys have cut my daughter and me. I'm offended. You have offended me. Court dates upon court dates. 22 motions have been filed against me in the past since 2009, 11 years. Regarding family courts alone, regarding my daughter by the state of Texas, by the county of El Paso, the county attorneys don't know squat. When Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, has legalized cannabis laws, and you here in Texas tell me I cannot consume cannabis? It's unconstitutional. It contradicts the Declaration of Independence. It violates your rights, my rights. God forbid anything happened to my daughter, who I have not seen in 3 years, and vice versa. You all had somebody who lost their child this weekend. Kobe Bryant and his daughter died this weekend.
Time.
And on August 3rd, I text my baby mama asking to speak to my daughter, asking her if she was fine, with zero response. Because she says, I'm the one who's wrong. I'm the one who's guilty. And I've done nothing wrong. I continue to fight and put in work by organizing the American political party. Put me in the White House so that I can Americanize us. Now we can address the issues that directly affect our kids, our neighbors, the governments, the judicial, the Congress, the legislative branches. This is ridiculous.
Here, thank you. Appreciate
You all
it.
have hurt me. I want my daughter back. That's what I'm leaving with today. I want Riley, Monique, Diezcas, Eusarraga back. I've done nothing wrong. You all are violating my constitutional rights.
Thank
you all
you.
are violating my daughter's constitutional rights.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good day. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our second guest we have signed up to speak today is Ms. Rose Lucero.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge Samaniego and Commissioners. Thank you so much. As you all recall, the last time I stood before you, I was also in a volunteer capacity here as president of the El Paso Executive Women Lions Club. Today, I have some very special guests out of the Stars of Hope organization from New York. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Stephanie Ray and Kelly Burns, and they have a few words for you.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Thank you for having us. My name is Stephanie Ray, and this is Kelly Burns, and we are both art therapists with the nonprofit Stars of Hope out of New York City under New York Says Thank You. Our mission is to, through a therapeutic arts program, is to respond to natural and human-caused disasters. I attended Burgess High School. I grew up part of my life in El Paso, so when the tragedy occurred here in El Paso, it definitely took me aback, as all of them do, but you understand as we hear here today, the pride that we have when we come from El Paso. So I reached out to a member of the El Paso Executive Women's Lion Club. We started sending Stars of Hope. What we do is people paint 12-inch wooden stars with messages of hope and healing, and we pay them forward to communities that have survived disasters to let communities know they're not alone and that the world is thinking of them. We do this all across the world. We rely on volunteers to do this, so we started sending stars. They've hung about 800 stars in El Paso, and then we had a paint this weekend, and I'll let Kelly tell you a little bit about that.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm Kelly Burns. I'm an art therapist with Stephanie with Stars of Hope. Yesterday, we did a painting event at the El Paso Museum of Art. They were graciously donated their wonderful space for us to host several hundreds of different individuals, families to come and paint with us. It was a very transformative event, so thank you to the museum for helping us with that. We painted over 250 stars that really showed, I think it was mentioned earlier about a synergy with El Paso, and I think that was very evident yesterday about just the healing that's happening and continues to happen. I'm not from El Paso. This is the first time I've been here, and it's just very humbling to see just the strength that's everywhere, and it was very evident yesterday. So a big thank you for all of that. It was very wonderful. So it was.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that thank you to Rose for she hosted us, and just thank you for everything. And we brought this star today to give to Norma. The star was painted by the daughter of an employee at Walmart, and she's a teenager. And I remembered yesterday she was feeling like her star wasn't good. And I was just telling her that it's going to really impact someone's life. We were having this conversation about it, and then this morning I found out about this, so we wanted to bring this and ask you if you will present it to her when you see her, when you feel it's appropriate.
Oh, that would be amazing. Just for our friend Norma and her family, I know she would. We know her enough to know how appreciative she's going to be about that. She's a very sensitive, wonderful lady, and she'll understand with all her heart what this means for her.
Thank you so much.
We also thank you, anything that you do for El Paso and that you're part of this healing process. The healing doesn't end a month later, a year later, 2 years later. So many people were affected, so many families, and the relatives of those families, and so it's a ripple effect of healing. So anything that anybody does for a community like that is so well received, wholeheartedly received from all of us. So we thank you for that. And also, if there's anything we could do, we work really close with the Office of Emergency Management, and they have the Resiliency Center that we've opened. That's part at one of our county buildings. And so anything that we could do to, open that door for you to help us with this healing process would be very much appreciated. And we're very thankful for you doing this for Norma and for our community. Thank you. Thank you.
Judge Samaniego, just in closing, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the members of the community that came forward to help pay for the stars that we were able to paint as a community yesterday. CASA Forward stepped forward and helped pay for some of those with a donation. Merrill Lynch and Bank of America locally here, and many of the 65 members of the El Paso Executive Women's Lions Club put forth their own donation to help pay for those stars. So I would be remiss if I didn't thank those members of the community who really helped make that happen. As you well know, there are many members of our club who are associated with the county. County Judge Maria Salas Mendoza, Joanne Bernal. We have several district attorneys, and in your very own office, Senior Policy Advisor Mayela Mejia to Commission. Again, thank you for all your support. Our intent was only to bring this event to help those who are more closely impacted by the event of August 3rd. on our community, including employees of Walmart, employees of the hospitals, the blood banks, elected officials, members of the media who had to repeatedly tell our story that happened on that very tragic day. So thank you. This will not be the last painting event that our club does with Stars of Hope, so we will make sure that you come out to the next.
Oh, thank you, and allow us to promote it at any opportunity that we have. The ladies, women's Lions Club is an amazing club. I've had communications with them and participated, and it's an amazing organization, very powerful for our community. So we thank you. Thank you for being here and for thinking of bringing them here to have us understand a little bit more of what's taking place. You know, I always knew that star was going to be important to us for Christmas, but that star has become, you know, iconic for all of us and a reminder of this healing process that we all need to participate in going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Item 7A, presentation. Receive a presentation from the Human Resources Department regarding county employees who were promoted during the first quarter of FY 2020.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Michelle Cochran with the Human Resources Department.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. We are excited to present to you our county employees who were promoted within the first quarter of the 2020 fiscal year. We would like to thank our departments who value promoting employees internally, which has shown to increase loyalty to the organization, provide a seamless transition to new duties with a smaller learning curve, and assist by ensuring a synergistic fit for team culture. Employees in attendance, please stand when your department is called and approach the commissioners when your name is read. A group picture will be taken by department with the court. For the sake of time, we will only be reading the names of employees in attendance this morning. However, all promoted employees' names will be displayed for all to see. Additionally, employees who have served or who are currently serving with any branch of the armed forces will have a flag by their name on the presentation. Without further ado, Commissioners, Judge, if you could please come forward so that employees can shake your hand and we can get a group picture. We will be presenting employees by department in alphabetical order. If any employee did not have the chance to check in with us, please come up with your department and let me know your name so that I may read it. County Auditor's Office. Michael Lamas, IT Internal Auditor, Senior Certified. And Miles Urquiza, Account Clerk. County Clerk's Office. David Morales, Customer Relations Specialist Intermediate. Roger Navarro, Customer Relations Specialist. And Servando Sanchez, Customer Relations Specialist. County Judge's Office, Erica Perales, Executive Administrative Coordinator.
Okay, I'm a little biased.
County Tax Assessor Collector Office, Paul Miranda, Title Examiner and Inspector. Criminal Justice Coordination Department, Stephanie Flores, CJC Supervision Officer, and Paola Castro, CJC Court Liaison Officer. Infrastructure Services Department, Fernando Hernandez, Infrastructure Services Director. Juvenile Probation Department, Andreas Garcia, Juvenile Detention Team Leader, Samuel Miller, Team Leader Challenge, Vanessa Sines, Probation Officer ISP. Parks and Recreation, Omar Flores, Park Maintenance Worker Intermediate, Orlando Medrano, Golf Pro Shop Supervisor, Edgar Mesa, Park Maintenance Worker Senior, Frank Triste, Park Maintenance Worker Intermediate, and David Vela, Park Maintenance Worker Intermediate. Public Defender's Office, William Ahi, Senior Trial Attorney, I apologize, William Ahi, and Karen Rivera, Executive Assistant. Purchasing Department, Elvia Haragi, Purchasing Manager. And our Sheriff's Office, Teresa Elias, Administrative Specialist Senior. I apologize, they have two slides. And Joel Padilla, Detective. That concludes all of our departments. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you for being here.
Item number 8, board appointments. Approve and select members for the Ethics Commission from nominees submitted by outside entities for the term beginning February 1st, 2020 through January 31st, 2022.
Judge, Commissioners, we have 3 nominees for your consideration for appointment to the Ethics Commission. All 3 are reappointments who have been currently serving on the Ethics Commission. The first nominee is from the County Civil Service Commission, who has nominated Sandra Green for reconsideration. The Dispute Resolution of the Rio Grande Council of Governments has nominated Albert Lanza for reappointment. And then the El Paso Society for Human Resources Management has nominated Catherine Van Valkenburg for reappointment. We'd ask that you consider approving these nominees.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Betsy, they're not here today, or?
No, sir, they're not here. And then there will be 2 additional nominees that we'll be bringing back. The Sheriff's Civil Service Commission and the El Paso Bar Association each have a pending nominee.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Betsy.
Oh, Sandra Green is here. I'm sorry. Hi, Sandra. Sorry, I didn't see you over there.
Who is here?
Sandra Green
Oh, hi.
is here, who's a nominee from the County Civil Service Commission.
Thank you, Sandra. Good morning.
I definitely appreciate the renomination and very excited about being on the commissioners, the Ethics Commission.
Well, we thank you for your time and energy and everything that goes towards that. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you.
luck on your tasks.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 9, purchasing. Postpone January 13, 2020. Approve the purchase of ballot machine logistics for the Elections Department using Texmas Contract 11-48010, awarded to Central Transportation Systems, Inc. of El Paso, Texas, in the amount of $43,440. Purchasing approved on December 30, 2019. Funding is available in SR Election Services, Elections Expense.
Good morning.
Good
Elvia
morning.
Jauregui, Purchasing Manager. On this item, the Purchasing Department is requesting use of the State Texas Mass Cooperative Contract. This is for ballot machine logistics services for the spring election period. Central Transportation System is an El Paso vendor, and they're available under this contract. The county does have good history with this vendor in that they provided services for the Elections Department in the past.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 10, approve the award for vehicles for the Sheriff's Office, Community Services, Juvenile Probation Department, Medical Examiner's Office, Public Works, and Fleet Operations using Goodbye Contract 19-8F000, awarded to Silsbee Ford of Silsbee, Texas, in the amount of $733,931.95. Purchasing approved on January 7, 2020. Funding is available in various departmental accounts.
Good morning, Deborah Correjo Troll, County Purchasing Agent.
Good morning.
In this case, we're going to be requesting the use of the Goodbye contract to purchase about 27 vehicles for the Fleet Department and Juvenile Probation, Medical Examiner's Office, Public Works, and Fleet. We do have fleet representatives if you have questions about why the vehicles are being purchased or the types of vehicles being purchased, but the pricing has been verified to be good and the department is comfortable with this purchase.
Thank you, Deborah.
I've got a question, Judge. Just a quick question. How old are the vehicles that we're replacing?
I believe that's probably going to be a question for Hopeton.
Good morning, Commissioner Hopeton, State Fleet Operations Director.
Morning.
The vehicles that some of them are replacements, some of them are new vehicles or addition. As far as the specific what we're replacing, I don't have that data with me. But if we're replacing anything, it's because they're way past their useful life. And not only, whenever I replace a vehicle, I would look across the county, and at times I would transfer and send that old vehicle to the park, which is used basically on the park grounds to kind of extend the life. So whatever we're getting rid of it's time for it to go.
Yeah.
Generally, what would you consider useful life?
A useful life. So Commissioner, once a vehicle gets to the point where the repairs are costing more than the assessed value, when the vehicle is so old that I can't find replaceable parts, or it's just so, we're repairing it every week where it's not, it's not practical to keep it on the road. At that point, again, we'll look at pushing it to the park where it's used basically on the park grounds, so less wear and tear at that point. But once it reaches the point where it's no longer viable to maintain it or to keep it, then we'll offer it up to the other municipalities or we'll auction it.
Thank you. I move to approve.
Second?
Commissioner Bettis?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 11, approve and authorize the household hazardous waste collection services for the County of El Paso Public Works Department using the Region 19 contract number 16-7212 awarded to Advanced Chemical Transport, Inc., doing business as AC Terreno of Sunnyvale, California. Purchasing approved on December 9th, 2019. Funding is available in RBS Stormwater Community Cleanups and GF Public Work Admin Community Cleanups.
Deborah Correjo-Troll, County Purchasing Agent. In this case, I would like for you to consider the award to this vendor through the co-op, through the Region 19. We're going to do something a little differently. Usually we come to you with this on a yearly basis, but we'd like for you to look at the anticipated costs over the next 3 years, the course of the cooperative contract. And so if you approve, you'll be approving so that Public Works can take care of this in a timely manner without coming back each year.
Question, Judge.
Commissioner Robinson?
What type of waste material are we talking about?
I believe it's household hazardous waste. I think Betsy may be able to answer that.
It's like chemicals, paint, items like that.
Okay, that's good. But the follow-up question I have in that regard is, are there certain days that we notify the public that we have collection dates?
Yes, sir.
We know when?
We have scheduled cleanups every year, and we're trying to enact where we'll have specific dates where people can bring household hazardous chemicals on a more regular basis.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Do we have dates? We have dates, or we're going to schedule dates?
I need to double check with Norma. I believe we already have dates.
Okay. If you could let me know that, I would appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Move to approve.
Just a second. Betsy, just your thoughts on not bringing it back. Is there a reason why you want to do it on a 3-year term versus like we've done it before? Just your comments on that?
No, this contract, so we bring the cleanups and the funding for the cleanups every year. But this is the contract for the actual pickup of those products. And so finding someone who will take them is an advantage to us. And so that's why we're wanting a 3-year contract.
Okay.
Second.
Commissioner Bettis?
I'm sorry, I just want one question. Do we know the types of things that they do not pick up, or does that get too much into the weeds of the contract?
Times that they don't pick up?
Yeah, because I mean, at these community cleanups, I mean, it's especially in the outer areas. Folks, some folks don't have access to the landfill or the city's community transfer centers, and I just want to be sure that I guess whatever hazardous materials that they're collecting is as comprehensive as possible, or consistent with what's done in the city. Otherwise, that's what encourages illegal dumping, where folks, if they can't go to the city transfer center, or if they can't go to the county transfer locations, they have nowhere else to go, and then folks often just go to the desert. But just to be
And
sure.
I'm trying to think of what, I've worked some of the cleanups, I'm trying to think what we've turned away. But under this agreement, I don't know what we won't accept, but I can find out and report that back to you.
Well, that's an excellent point. If it's not allowed, it'll go somewhere else, so.
Right. Would that be okay if we postpone a week?
Sure.
Okay.
Are we gonna find another vendor that's gonna take what we don't allow? I mean, was it difficult to find this vendor to pick up the material in the first place?
I don't know what they don't allow to know whether we'd be looking for another vendor for that, so let me get some more information on it.
Yeah, I think that'd be good, Betsy. Thank you.
When Betsy reports back to you, if there are items that we know are being turned in that they don't allow, we'll simply see if there are other available vendors that would be willing to do it.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you.
Have to rescind your motion.
Actually, if you all want to not table or postpone this, if you'll just leave it, not act on it right now, I can see if I can get an answer by the end of the meeting.
For what purpose will we serve by postponing it?
To get the information that you all are asking for, but if you just wait, I may be able to have an answer by the end of the meeting. Don't act on it, just keep on going and we'll come back to it.
I can wait till the end of the meeting.
Yeah. Thank you, Deborah.
Commissioner Robinson, would you rescind your motion?
I'll hold off till the end of the meeting. Do I need to postpone it? Okay.
We'll table it till the end of the meeting.
Just table it till the
Yeah.
end of the meeting.
We'll take it up at that time.
Item number 12, approve a partial award for RFQ 19-030 professional services contract for internal process review audit for the County of El Paso, Weaver and Tidwell LLP of Austin, Texas. Purchasing approved recommendation on January 3rd, 2020. Funding is available in general fund, county administration, contract services, general.
Deborah Correjo Troll, County Purchasing Agent. We're requesting that you allow us to go forward with the award of Section 1 of RFP 19-030. This was for the professional services for internal process audit. And Betsy can explain about what Section 1 encompasses and what that is for you, but you may have already received updates for it. In this case, we focused on firms with minimum qualifications, expertise and experience, especially the engagement approach, the references, and the other items that we look at in an RFP. Weaver and Tidwell does have a representative here today, Mr. Dan Graves, if you have specific questions about the company. And at this point, we're simply asking to move forward with Section 1. Section 2 is still in the process of some clarification, and that is for the County Auditor's Office, and that will be moving forward at a later date. This will be a partial award of that RFP.
Question.
Commissioner Robinson.
Is this in addition to what the auditors do now, or?
This is separate from, this is separate from an external audit. This is process-related. And the reason that it was handled this way is because there's various departments that might need the help, and Betsy may be able to give you more details on that.
So Judge, Commissioners, this particular RFQ was split into two parts, as Deborah explained. Section 1 is the part that impacts more countywide and is the section that my department reviewed and makes this recommendation on, that the bid be awarded to Weaver Tidwell. This particular section comes in and looks at our internal controls and our practices in all of our departments, and or in several of our departments in several areas, and then looks for what any areas or gaps in what we're doing, and will actually provide us recommendations and procedures and policies to address those gaps. This has come from just as times where we have identified gaps, and we said, instead of waiting until something happens that identifies a gap, let's bring somebody in to help us do a review and try to identify gaps in our internal controls and processes in advance. So that's what Section 1 of this RFQ is.
So this will be for all departments across the board?
It'll be for certain types of transactions in various departments, yes. So it'll be more broad, like, I'll give you, an example might be inventory control. We know that we have departments who have inventory, such as the golf course pro shop, but generally, the golf course supervisor who we met today as part of his promotion, inventory control may not be his most area of expertise. So we're bringing in a company who does this as for their subject matter expertise to help us actually write policies and procedures that we would use countywide across multiple departments to make sure we're protecting our assets and our taxpayers.
Okay. Thank you.
Ed, sort of in your realm, right? Any comments or anything you want to add to that?
Well, Judge, this assessment 1 and 2, they're totally different. The assessment 2 was really geared towards evaluation of departments under the control of the Commissioner's Court, because originally this thing was a study of the Auditor's Office. We broke it down because the Auditor's Office is overseen by the district judges. That's the assessment 2. That'll be coming back later. That'll be looking at processes in my office, just looking for ways to improve, just looking at the overall operations, doing an evaluation, and that's the same thing with Betsy's looking for. We're looking for efficiency gains in the county, and it's a non-financial audit, just looking at operations, procedures, just trying to go to the next level in county government to see how we can make improvements.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ed, for your comments.
Move to approve.
Second?
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 13, approve the award of RFP 19-023, Workers' Compensation Claim Administration Third-Party Administrator, Cost Containment Services and 504 Program Administration to Sedgwick of Memphis, Tennessee. Purchasing approved recommendation on January 3rd, 2020. Funding is available in ISWC Workers' Comp Admin.
Deborah Crejo, Trumbull County Purchasing Agent. Before you vote on this, the Human Resources Department has requested a brief presentation so that they can talk a little bit more about this before I go into the purchasing aspects.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Sam Trujillo. I'm the Deputy Human Resource Officer for the Human Resources Department. And the purpose of this presentation today is to recommend to for the Commissioners Court to award the Workers' Comp Administration RFP to the top-rated proposer, which is Sedgwick Corporation. And for staff to provide additional information on costs and award options. So real quick, a little bit of background information. The County of El Paso is a non-network, self-insured entity that follows the Texas Department of Insurance Division of Workers' Compensation regulations. Currently, the Workers' Comp Administration is handled by Claims Administrative Services, which is CAS for third-party administration, and Argus Corporation, which covers cost containment services. Cost containment is a requirement of the Texas Department of Insurance, and it provides the county with assurances that medical bills are related to workers' comp injuries and medical treatment and costs are consistent with state-approved guidelines. So right now, we are at the end of the 5-year contracts that we have with both CAS and Argus. And staff has received approval from the Commissioners Court to solicit for requests for proposals for the third-party administration for workers' comp, cost containment, and for the potential development of a 504 network. A 504 network is not currently used by the County of El Paso, but it is basically similar to our medical provider network. This is where a group of providers are contracted to provide services under established standards. A 504 network was included in this RFP in our effort to identify alternative solutions to control the high cost of workers' compensation. So staff developed the specifications for this RFP, and we put together a review team to analyze and rate the proposals from the various companies. Staff received 5 company responses, which contained both individual and bundled proposals. After several clarification questions, staff entered into a purchasing negotiations with the top proposer, which was Sedgwick. The negotiations were fruitful and resulted in Sedgwick offering to provide the third-party administration, cost containment, and a potential 504 network to the county. So Sedgwick was selected as the top vendor for a variety of reasons. A couple I wanted to point out is their extensive knowledge in these 3 areas, their fee and cost structure, which fit with what we were looking for from the county's perspective, their technology, and the inclusion of an on-site representative, which we think is going to be critical for developing a 504 network here in our county. So as part of the award, the court has a variety of options, including to award the TPA and cost containment only, which is what we're doing right now, the services we are currently providing, or award the TPA cost containment and the ability for the county to implement a 504 network now or even at a later date. A 504 network was first brought to the attention of the Commissioners Court back in August of 2017. I know that's been a while now, so probably hard to remember all those details. But at that time, we had discussed third-party administration services for workers' comp. We discussed cost containment services. We discussed a marketing strategy, and we discussed a safety officer position. Since that time, we have done a lot of research, and we would like to share some highlights of the 504 network with the court. So before go there, I'd like to introduce Natalia Chaparro, is the HR manager from our Human Resources Department. Now, Natalia has done a lot of work on the potential 504 network, and I'd like to share the information that she discovered since that time.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Natalia Chaparro with Human Resources. So in 2005, the Texas legislature passed House Bill 7. House Bill 7 pretty much allowed healthcare networks to be established in the workers' compensation world. What this means is that entities are allowed or have the ability to drive the care of the injured worker by selecting and partnering with medical providers and facilities that have favorable medical outcomes and patterns. So under the bill, certain public entities and political subdivisions, such as the county, have several options. One of them is contracting directly with the healthcare providers, i.e. a 504 network. The neat thing about a 504 network is that the county has the ability to establish criteria and set protocols for these providers to follow. Right now, all the county employees have the ability to go to any medical provider that accepts workers' comp, and we're subject to the Division of Workers' Compensation rules and protocols. Now, at times, unfortunately, we've been dealing with providers that have poor return to work cooperation, or we have challenges in them providing medical status reports in a prompt manner. So the 504 network creates a different level of accountability. All the providers that we contract with within the network are aligned to what we're looking for in terms of expectations and the level of service. We're all in the same page. Not only that is it a win-win for the county and the employees, because on the employees' side, we get better quality treatment and better outcomes in terms when our employees are injured, but our research indicated an ability to reduce workers' comps significantly. So here are some of the benefits. I know I mentioned quite a few, but we actually achieve the long-term savings, the control of medical cost and utilization, have the ability for quality medical treatment and better outcomes in the return to work program for our employees, which means our employees come back quicker and we have the ability for them to continue to work and be active. As with anything, we're wanting to provide you the benefits, if drawbacks. In our research and talking to entities, similar entities that have adopted a 504 network, the only drawback that we found was really the change management in terms of the culture and getting our employees educated and accustomed to a 504 network. We may have some employees that are really like their doctors, and in case the medical provider is not in the network, they may not be too pleased. But again, our goal is to have them get better care, but better quality outcomes in a timely manner. That is really our goal with the 504. We wanted to highlight several of the entities in Texas that are similar to the county that are currently utilizing a 504 network. As you see, there's quite a few, and I won't go through them. I know you can see them on the slide. As part of our RFP and working with our top vendor, Sedgwick, they were able to provide really important data in terms of what successful outcomes other entities had. So for example, in Tarrant County, they were able to achieve a reduction from 2012, which is at the time that they adopted the 504 network, to 2018 of 61% decrease in workers' comp cost. And there's also midpoint data for your reference. In terms of lost days, it's a critical metric because, as you know, if employees are out on workers' comp or what have you, their operations still have to continue. We may incur overtime cost or compensatory time that needs to be enacted in order for coverage. So lost days, as you can see, they were reduced in almost in half, actually more than half, 2012 to 2018 and 2015 to 2018 in that year span. Another entity which we have data for is City of Fort Worth. They were able to achieve a 14% decrease in workers' comp cost. And as you can see here, lost days continue to trend at more than half. More than half percent of the lost days were reduced by implementing a 504 network. In your next slide, we incorporated the fiscal years in terms of what our costs were averaging. We are averaging 1.7 million average in workers' compensation costs per fiscal year. As we head into this next slide, wanting to point out again, 1.7 million. This is, there's a little note here. It says without 52Es. In the workers' compensation world, a 52E is what we reference statute by statute. Law enforcement officials that get injured on the job and are out on workers' compensation, the county by law needs to provide 100% of their salary when they're out. So that would be an indirect cost. It's payroll cost because they're not within the job, or they're not during their shift. So the second bullet point is if we were to consider the offer in terms of cost containment and claims administration only, this is what we'd be looking at, 1.8 million, almost 1.9 million. However, if we were to look at the second offering, which is the cost containment, the claims, and the 504 network, it would be a slight increase from the previous one. However, as Sam indicated earlier, we would, as part of the response that Sedgwick provided, that we would receive an on-site service representative. We would be looking at a lost days reduction of about 50%, and looking at what other entities saved similar to us, cost reduction about $300,000 to $800,000. So I'm going to shift it over to Sam to finish off the presentation, and then we would be happy to answer any questions. Also, a representative from Sedgwick is here in case the court has any questions for them.
Thank you.
So back to the option slide that I showed you a little while ago. The county is spending almost $2 million per year on workers' compensation without the 52E costs. And we are doing this without having a network of physicians. So right now, I have trouble imagining us doing our medical network without a specific provider network that we can establish certain regulations. And so we think using that same concept moving over into our workers' compensation, where we can set up this network using a vendor, contracting with the providers, is going to be significant in helping us reduce the total workers' compensation costs and lost days for employees. So have two options that we're looking at right here is awarding for the third-party administrator and cost containment, which is what we're doing right now, or awarding the third-party administrator cost containment with the ability to implement the 504 network either now or at a later time. If we do develop a 504 network, it is going to take us some time to be able to develop the physicians, develop the contracts to become operational. But we do think it's a good idea for us moving forward in workers' compensation and getting some established guidelines so we can reduce those costs and time off.
Sam, thank you. This is one of those areas in our budget that we have to be really careful about, but just that partnership of helping our employees come back and having that relationship is so important, because the others, it might not be typically because of any other mismanagement or anything like that, but what happens is they don't have a relationship with us, so they don't understand what we would like to do and capable of doing to get our employees back. It's an incredible opportunity for us, one from the productivity side. You know, you get people back at work, but the cost containment, in these areas, you have to have a relationship and a partnership. We can't do it by ourselves or not work with somebody that understands our expectations. So I'm very experienced in this area, and that second option is very attractive. And I thank you for understanding. One, the employees need to be able to know that we're working with them to get them back as soon as possible. That's when things get better for them and their family. And so I'm very pleased with the second option. Yes. Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
I do think it's on the right track, but I just want to clarify a couple things with the department.
Absolutely. If we're going to have that kind of partnership, it requires a tremendous amount on that contract as to what we're going to expect to receive. So I agree. If you don't have that, we need to wait till next week.
Move to postpone for a week.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, we'd like to go ahead and go back to item number 11. Item number 11, approve and authorize the household hazardous waste collection services for the County of El Paso Public Works Department using the Region 19 contract number 16-7212 awarded to Advanced Chemical Transport, Inc., doing business as Act Enviro of Sunnyvale, California. Purchasing approved on December 9, 2019. Funding is available in SR Road and Bridge Stormwater Community Cleanups and General Fund Public Work Administration Community Cleanups.
I believe Norma is here.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Norma Rivera Palacios with the Public Works Department.
Morning.
This service is used for community cleanups. We have programmed 17 community cleanups, and I understand that you had questions on what we will accept.
That's
for as
correct.
household?
Yes.
From Commissioner Perez.
Okay, so what we'll accept is general cleaning agents, fertilizers, paints, oil, batteries, varnish, and antifreeze. What we will not accept is explosives, ammunition, fireworks, or compressed gases, radioactive waste or biomedical waste, business-generated waste, or non-hazardous waste.
Commissioner Perez.
No, I appreciate that, Norma. And that's consistent, I'm sure, with the city's transfer centers, right? I know especially when it comes to paints, like with contractors. I guess this is the other issue, I guess, to make clear. This is just for residents, right? It doesn't, because there's still sort of an unresolved issue with folks that have, let's say that might be a local contractor that may have several gallons of paint, right?
Yes, and so what we've done is we've worked with our contractor to help them identify areas where they can go and dispose of their items if they're already bringing it. We've had an instance where somebody brought some thermometers and they had mercury and there was only a few. So we worked with our contractor because it was a small item and he could dispose of them easily, so he was able to take them. So we always work with whoever's bringing in the waste to help them identify other options if we cannot help them.
Yeah, and that was, Commissioner Perez, that was a very interesting question, because do we do anything to help them, like those items that you identified that we don't accept? that we do promote, like what they can do with them, where they can take them, because I guess, when Commissioner Bettis said, then where do they take them?
Yes,
If
we
we
do
don't give
try
them
to
that?
help them.
Well,
Absolutely,
okay.
yes.
Thank you. Commissioner
Okay, no,
Bettis?
thank you for that clarification. I'm glad. It sounds
Thank
like
you.
it's pretty-
And it's not very clear, but these are the sites for the cleanups. I have shared this information with the community groups. Additionally, we will do a press release this week. We have one coming up on the 1st of February, which is Saturday at East Montana, and also at our Canutillo Gallegos Park. And so the community has been made aware. We also have our on-site switch facility staff pass out flyers. They've been passing out this information for a while. And we've had actually, I think, at the end of our last cleanup, people started calling. They wanted a copy of our calendar. So we've been sharing this information.
Thank you, Norma.
Any
Appreciate
other
it.
questions I can answer?
No.
Thank you for getting that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Norma.
Commissioner Robinson, you had made the motion. Does it
Yes.
still stand?
So, yes.
And Commissioner Stout had seconded. Okay, Commissioner Bettis?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 14, approve and authorize the purchase of heavy equipment and mowers using buy board contract number 597-19, awarded to Wagner Equipment Company of El Paso, Texas, in the amount of $540,139.10, helping governments across the county by contract number SW-04-18A in the amount of $254,983, awarded to Hill of Texas, El Paso, Texas, Sourcewell contract number 021815-DAC in the amount of $58,445.45, awarded to South Plains Implement Ltd. of Tornillo, Texas, and National IPA contract number 2017025 in the amount of $89,728.24 to Simpson Norton, Goodyear, Arizona. Purchasing approved on January 17, 2020. Funding is available in EP, East Montana Cap-Out Equipment, and CP Replace 20 vehicles.
Deborah Correjo, Trumbull County Purchasing Agent. I was just having a thought that helping governments across the county buy, I remember when they first started and that stood for Houston Galveston Area Cooperative. So I really was feeling my age at that precise moment. In this case, we're requesting that you allow us to use an array of cooperatives to meet the needs of this heavy equipment. Hopeton is here to tell you about the specific needs requiring the heavy equipment and what that means for the county. And if you approve this, you are actually authorizing me, we're not going to go into a contract, we're going to cut a purchase order. You're authorizing the purchasing agent to cut a purchase order over $50,000 in accordance with your award. And that way the purchases can begin because there may be some build-out time on some of these. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you,
Morning,
Hopeton.
Judge Commissioner Hopeton Staple again. I just want to add, if you notice, we're using 4 different cooperatives. And the reason for that, again, we'll put cooperatives against each other. We're not just sticking with one and running. We actually cross-reference to get the best pricing. Also with the heavy equipment, to mention something Commissioner Robinson said earlier, the useful life, we have equipment that's 25, 30 years old. So once parts are unavailable or the cost to repair is more than what it's worth, at that point is when we replace it. We try not to grow the fleet, but in certain instances, I will hang on to a piece of heavy equipment. A perfect example is our asphalt distributor. We bought one about 2 years ago. Well, we only have one, so when I bought the new one, I kept the old one as a backup because during paving, if the distributor go down, everything stops. Same with the trash truck with all the cleanups that Norma has mentioned earlier. We only had one, so when I bought the second one, I made the conscious decision to hang on to the second one. But overall, we try not to grow the fleet. But if for certain low density, high importance piece of equipment, I will hang on to it.
Hopeton, any reason there's so many at the same time versus sort of purchasing? Is there some reason behind this cluster of?
So, Judge, it's been about the same trend over the last 5 years Typically, what we'll do, we would bid this item out first, then we'll turn around and compare it against the co-ops. But in about 70% of the time, the co-ops will win, and it's the same vendors. So
But the reason why we do them all at once, Judge, is because the funding is released at the same time.
Okay.
This is part of capital funding. So Hopeton, I have to say, he's definitely our most ready person. He's already knows what's on the equipment replacement request and what's been approved. He already has those specs ready, so he issues all of them to purchasing at the same time. And then they're compared and brought for award all at the same time.
Thank you, and we do appreciate, Hopeton, just the dedication and that you take in the tours that I've seen, how you work, very appreciative of how much you do the right things at the right time.
thank you. And
He recently donned some overalls, I just have to tell you all that, and fixed a vehicle.
Another reason, Judge, to pool it like this, we cut down on the fees, because all the POs are issued through my department. So if I'm issuing 1 or 2 POs, it's better than each department issuing, because there's fees associated per PO.
okay.
So it makes sense to bulk it, go to the co-op, and to get it the cheapest and the fastest way we can.
Thank you for that clarification. Thank you.
To approve?
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 15, with a correction from the Purchasing Department, approve award for long-distance telephone service and telecommunication circuits through Information Technology Department using DIR contract DIR TEX ANNG CTSA 005, awarded to AT&T Corporation of Dallas, Texas, in the amount of $149,766. Purchasing approved on January 3rd, 2020. Funding is available in General Fund ITD Communication Phone and General Fund ITD Communication Data.
Deborah Crejo, Trumbull County Purchasing Agent. In this case, we are wanting to use the State of Texas Department of Information Resource contract that's in place for long-distance service and telecommunications. Please note that your backup information does list a different number than the award amount. However, the contracting amount has been updated through both ITD, purchasing, and legal, and $149,766 is the correct amount that will be brought forward for a contract.
It. Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 16, approve award for the removal and installation of one 12-ton York VRF system for the Family Youth Services Center using Region 19 Contract 18-7289, awarded to Johnson Controls, Inc. of El Paso, Texas, in the amount of $76,707.91. Purchasing approved on January 9th, 2020. Funding is available in CIP 2019 Youth Services CAP.
Olivia Howdigay, Purchasing Manager. With this item, we're requesting use of a Region 19 contract for the removal and installation of one new 12-ton York VRF system. Johnson's Control is an El Paso vendor again, and they're available under this contract. We have the department here in case you have any specific questions to this project.
Is this for energy conservation?
No. This is, oh, I'm sorry, Eric, go ahead.
Morning, Commissioners, County Judge. The answer is no. It's not. It's about replacement. Due to the current unit, its parts are becoming obsolete, and no more tech support. So this will replace that to a newer unit. It does meet energy savings though requirements, but it's not replaced because of energy savings.
We've had problems with these air conditioners since the building was built. We've had summers where they have gone with very little cooling, and we have tried warranties. We actually have a legal matter pending on these air conditioners, or these HVAC units. They're not very old, but we're having to replace them, and we're pursuing legal action.
They're approximately 8 years old, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 17, litigation, justice, and law enforcement. Approve and authorize the county judge to sign the interlocal cooperation contract with the Texas State University Texas School Safety Center for the El Paso County Sheriff's Office to conduct controlled buy, stings, and follow-ups of tobacco-permitted retail outlets within the county of El Paso in the amount of $175,000 with no county match required. Contract number 2019-0968.
Morning.
Morning, Commissioner. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Paul Soria, along with Deputy Lauren Dominguez from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. We're here today asking your permission on your approval for the fiscal year 20 tobacco grant for $175,000. And this does allow us to monitor stores and they're selling of tobacco. It ensures through our stings that they are complying with the tobacco laws.
Tell us a little bit about the success of the program and what you feel about the overall program.
Judge, I think it's a fantastic program. The success rate lately, since we've been doing it for so long, I think we took 1 year off 2 years ago. This last year, they went ahead and I believe it was 50% vape products and 50% tobacco products is what we were supposed to ask for, of course, with the kids. They've really fallen off, and of course, with the increase of age being 21, I think that will help even more. But we've had great success. We do keep records of all the citations that we have issued in the past through the state comptroller, and they do the follow-ups on the stores as well as we do when we do have a buy.
Well, and thank you for that, and thank you for what you do in this program.
Very much, sir.
Thank you. Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Judge. Commissioners, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 18, grant applications. Approve the submission of county grant applications as listed and described. If awarded, all grant award agreements will be brought back to the Commissioners Court for final acceptance and approval. Approve and authorize El Paso County Sheriff's Office HIDA program to submit a grant application for multiple initiatives to the Office of the National Drug Control Policy in the amount of $3,869,724 for the grant period beginning January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. No county match is required. Contract number 2020-0065.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
morning,
morning.
Commissioners. Thank you for having me here again. This is my 25th year that we've been bringing these grant applications to you. We started when Judge Maddox was here and a long time ago. Matter of fact, Sheriff Samaniego brought me here for the first time in 1995. We brought in about $140 million to the community for counter drug and law enforcement. These two applications that I bring you today are from the Sheriff's Department and the District Attorney's Office. We have 20 fiduciaries in West Texas. El Paso County is the largest recipient of funds of those 20 fiduciaries. Right now, our total amount amounts to about $9.2 million per year. And the applications arrived since we put this on the agenda. So I believe I can get, if this is approved today, what I can do is have those sent down for the judge's signature, and we can get those under roll. Hopefully, we'll get the funds in about 60 days, and they'll last until the end of 2020. So these two amounts represent the amount that goes through the the county of El Paso. We also have a large fiduciary with the city. And like I said, the total is $9.2 million. And again, this is our 25th year of requesting your support as the major fiduciary for the HIDA grant program.
Well, and thank you for your remarkable work. We're very appreciative of that. Thank you.
Did we read in the second one?
I'll go ahead and read in item number 19 as well. Approve and authorize the District Attorney's Office HIDA program to submit a grant application for prosecutorial initiatives to the Office of National Drug Control Policy in the amount of $727,295 for the period beginning January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. No county match is required. Contract number 2020-0066.
Thank you. Move to approve?
And 19.
That's correct.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Thank you.
Item number 20, Budget and Finance. Approve Amendment Number 15 to the County of El Paso's 2019 through 2020 operating budget. This budgetary amendment will decrease general fund by $7,631, increase special revenue by $7,836, increase grants by $797,176.31, thus increasing the overall budget of $473,706,275.18 to $503,656.49.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Francisco Rios from the Office of Budget. We provided you all with the backup for today's amendment. Are there any questions?
Francisco, thank you. Questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. This now brings us into executive session. Commissioners Court will recess into executive session to discuss items 21A through 21E pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, 551.072, and 551.087. Commissioners Court will recess, or will reconvene to take official action.
The County of El Paso Public Works Department is offering sandbags at no cost or requirements to the public. The sandbags are outside of the facilities and are available 24 hours a day. The location of the county facilities are the following: the Road and Bridge Fabens Warehouse, located at 1331 North Fabens Street in Fabens, Texas, 79838. The Road and Bridge Canutillo Warehouse, located at 191 Canutillo Avenue in Canutillo, Texas, 79835. And the Road and Bridge Montana Warehouse, located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas, 79938.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the Purchasing Department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346th District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barrid started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the Purchasing Department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
The County of El Paso Public Works Department is offering sandbags at no cost or requirements to the public. The sandbags are outside of the facilities and are available 24 hours a day. The location of the county facilities are the following: the Road and Bridge Fabens Warehouse, located at 1331 North Fabens Street in Fabens, Texas, 79838. The Road and Bridge Canutillo Warehouse, located at 191 Canutillo Avenue in Canutillo, Texas, 79835. And the Road and Bridge Montana Warehouse, located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas, 79938. Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barriz started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for this specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the Purchasing Department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
The County of El Paso Public Works Department is offering sandbags at no cost or requirements to the public. The sandbags are outside of the facilities and are available 24 hours a day. The location of the county facilities are the following: the Road and Bridge Fabens Warehouse, located at 1331 North Fabens Street in Fabens, Texas, 79838. The Road and Bridge Canutillo Warehouse, located at 191 Canutillo Avenue in Canutillo, Texas, 79835. And the Road and Bridge Montana Warehouse, located at 14698 Van Lane, El Paso, Texas, 79938. Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barriz started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for this specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the Purchasing Department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the Purchasing Department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
Commissioners Court has reconvened into regular session. Item number 22, discuss and take appropriate action to authorize settlement between El Paso County as a member of the Rate 41 Group and PUCT applicants, El Paso Electric Company and Sun Jupiter Holdings of the matter PUCT docket number 49849 in Public Utility Commission of Texas proceeding related to the sale, transfer, or merger of El Paso Electric Company to J.P. Morgan's Infrastructure Investments Fund, County Attorney's File number 020619AA.
Good afternoon, County Judge, Commissioners. Jed Unterrecker, Assistant County Attorney. I'm here before you asking for a motion to authorize the County Judge to sign the agreement on behalf of El Paso County between the Rate 41 Group and El Paso Electric Company and Sun Jupiter Holdings of the matter PUCT docket number 49849, according to the terms as discussed in executive session.
Are you allowed to provide the public with any other context of the other entities involved in this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the Rate 41 Group, Commissioner, is a group made up of public entities, including, I think, most of the school districts here in El Paso County, El Paso Community College, the Housing Authority, and I believe a few other public entities that are all a special class of electrical class for electrical rate purposes. These entities all receive a discount pursuant to being a member of that class. Right now, that discount is about 7% of what the cost of service would be for those entities when they use electricity. This agreement would be to preserve the Rate 41 Group in the next rate case going forward and hopefully beyond, and preserve that discount for all these public entities here within the county of El Paso. Most of these entities have already voted to approve this settlement with El Paso Electric. This settlement would only go into effect if the sale is ultimately approved by by all the different regulators. And so far, it's been approved by the city. It's been approved by the PUC, the Public Utilities Commission of Texas. And so if this deal does go through, this particular settlement would be to, again, preserve this rate class for public entities here in the county of El Paso.
Thank you, Jed.
And if you could also clarify, because we got questions on this last time this came up, of that there's some confusion as to the county's role in the actual approval of the sale. If you could just clarify about how Rate 41's role in this process and
yeah, absolutely. So this is not a rate case. This is the approval of a sale by the PUC, and so unfortunately the county doesn't have the ability to approve or not to approve the actual sale of El Paso Electric. That power lies with the city. It lies with a few other entities, and ultimately it lies with the Public Utilities Commission of Texas. Those are the entities that have the ability to actually approve the sale. The County Commissioners Court does not have the ability to approve or not to approve the sale of El Paso Electric to anybody. However, you do have the ability to negotiate with new buyers, with El Paso Electric, to preserve rates, different conditions, I guess, of the sale, conditions moving forward with rate cases coming up in the future involving El Paso Electric.
Thank you.
I just want
Commissioner Robinson?
The county is limited role in that by statute, the city is designated as the regulator for utilities through the PUC, correct?
Right.
So that's what limits our role as far as being able to intervene on a rate case, which is, this is not a rate case, but it's similar to a rate case as far as what we can and what we cannot do. So, but by the same token, to preserve this class of ratepayers, as far as the public entities, the city, the county, the school districts, those same people are our taxpayers that pay the bills for the county, the school districts. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes, that is correct. So in essence, by giving a discount to these public entities that rely on public taxpayer money, it is allowing these entities to have, keep lower taxes for residents of El Paso because they're not paying as much for their electrical costs.
So if we oppose it, invariably we'll be doing a disservice to our taxpayers.
So if you oppose it, then this agreement would not go through, and
We're not opposing the sale, because we don't have authority to oppose the sale, but we say oppose the class as for the rate case. I mean, not rate case, but.
Correct. So yes, if you oppose this, there'd be uncertainty as to what would happen with the Rate 41 group, and it's possible in the future the Rate 41 group could be eliminated by the Rate 41 group signing this agreement with El Paso Electric. It's preserving the Rate 41 group at least through the next rate case.
But we don't know when the next rate case may be, because they could.
We don't know when. The earliest it could happen would be 2021.
But I thought my understanding was that preserve this class for would be 5 years.
It would be so it would be until 2021, and then the next 4 years until the next rate case is when it would have to be renegotiated again. So what this agreement does is it preserves a discount for Rate 41 with the next rate case, moving forward another 4 years. So we have another year left, and then if El Paso Electric seeks to change rates, we would then preserve the Rate 41 group for another 4 years moving in the future.
So there's no opposition by the other entities?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
Commissioner Stout?
I just want to make a couple of points. The county may not have a role in the sale or approval authority over the sale, but I don't think that we should be voluntarily gagging ourselves. I don't think this community really has a lot of information about this sale. I don't even think the city council themselves understand the implications. I don't think we understand the implications. And I seriously doubt that the people that we represent have a deep understanding of what the implications of the sale could be. That being said, by agreeing to this proposal, we would be voluntarily gagging ourselves and saying that we could not, in the future, speak against the sale. I understand that everybody says it's a done deal, that the PUC has approved it. The city didn't send any attorneys there when they had the hearing. So the process has been, in my opinion, has not been very transparent. There's not a lot of information. I understand that some of the other regulatory authorities are in line as well, but I still think that we need to be very careful about limiting ourselves and what in the manners we can represent our constituencies when it comes to something like this. I think that things moved very quickly. I think that the whole process has been very obscure, and I for one am not willing to gag myself because I don't know what could happen. I mean, we have so little information that something could come up. I don't know. and we would be bound to not say anything about it as a commissioner's court. And I think that we need to be very careful with that. You know, it's very obvious that the rate 41 case is not going to be around for much longer. They've already they're already asking us to reduce our discount from 7.1% to 4%, which I think is a strong indication of where this is going. I think the negative implications that this sale could have on this community are going to be much more costly than the $125,000 we are going to save, or the $2 million in total. I can't remember what the whole total is that everybody that's in the rate 41 case is going to save, or the $125,000 that the county is going to save over the next 5 years. I think the implications are going to be much more costly than $125,000 a year. And so I will not be supporting this proposal, or this proposal.
Well, let me ask you a question. What options do we have? Do we have options? Well, we could file a lawsuit, maybe. How much is that going to cost us? My years on city council with the rate cases that have been involved over those years and even before that, if you look at the record, you will find that we have compromised on that, but we have not actually won in those cases. But by the same token, you look at who makes up the PUC. The PUC has always been in favor of the other entities. Your government, not only when you look at El Paso, if you look at all of the other cities in the state of Texas that fall upon the PUC, you will find that those cities, those entities, really did not win their rate case. But by the same token, how much more burden do you put on the ratepayers? What I mean by that is, if we were, like in a rate case, we appeal and we file a lawsuit as far as the rate case. The ratepayers are paying for the lawyers. And whatever date that they file their rate case, let's say they file a rate case today, and we appeal it, and it goes for 6 months. Once it's all settled, it goes back to this date, and the ratepayers have to pick up the bill for all those expenses from this date, not when it was settled, but when it was initiated. So are we helping the ratepayers? No. Do we have options? If there's more options, will we have come up with a better resolution to this issue? I have no problem with it. I'm not saying, I'm sitting here and say, well, I'm just going to agree and agree. I'm not a yes person. But by the same token, are we helping the ratepayers? Do we have options? If there's other options that someone could put on the table that we could pursue, I'm for it. But just say I don't agree with it, just say no, I don't agree with it, that's fine. That's all, we have, each and every one of us has a prerogative to voice our opinion. But what option do we have? Do we have better options that we put on the table, viable options that we can pursue?
No, I mean, there aren't a lot of options. You're right, and that goes to my point of just how quickly this has moved, and how there just is such a huge lack of information as to what really is going on, and how, you know, this is going to either benefit or not benefit the community. I just don't feel like I'm willing to sell the voice of the 220,000 people that I represent for $125,000 a year. I think that we don't know what I don't know when it's going to be approved. I don't know what other information could surface that could cause us to want to change our mind and to want to actually publicly oppose something like this, even though we don't have a role in the sale or the approval authority. We, as a county, go to the state legislature. We talk to the federal government all the time. We've gone to the city council and other issues to talk about our opinions and how we feel about the way things are going. And there are decisions that are not in our hands either, but we still go and advocate for our constituents. And so I don't want to sell that that ability. I don't want to gag myself voluntarily for such a small amount.
Well, Commissioner, I don't sell my vote for anything, but by the same token, you say 100,000, 200,000, 2 million. One rate case will cost you more than that. I remember the last full-blown rate case that we had here in El Paso. It lasted several days. Lawyers came from out of town at the tune of between $400 and $500 an hour. And I think they probably had about 10 lawyers. So you say $400,000 to $500,000 per hour. How much is it going to cost the ratepayers? And once again, in the rate case, this date is when they initiated. 6 months later, it was settled. It was right back to this date, and ratepayers had to pay that difference as far as what it will cost, what the rate would have been if we had approved it on that date, based on when they're filing. So how much money are we going to incur or cost the ratepayers if we had an outlet and we could file a lawsuit? How much would it cost us? So if you compare this amount, I'm not saying sell out, because I'm not a sellout person, but are we helping the ratepayers by not agreeing with? I'm a reluctant agreeable on this issue, based on the fact that, one, that you say we have a lack of information. That's true. We have a lack of information. But do we have an outlet where another option? That's my question. If we had another viable option, I'm all for it.
No, and Jet, thank you for clarifying for the public, right? Because we're not here to vote on the sale or not the sale, which was a lot of confusion. And my concern is that on the rate, preserving that rate of 7 for 1 year and then 4 for the next 4 years, I don't want to make that vulnerable. I don't want to put anybody in that vulnerability, because we're 10%, as you said, but then we've got the independent school districts, and you've got the community college, and so I feel that if they've gone forward with it, we have to show some level of solidarity, and if we don't, then we create some vulnerability for all of them. That it can go through if we don't all agree. And so my stance is that since the other entities who have a large portion of it have agreed on it, that I would like to show that solidarity that to move forward and preserve it. I do not want any vulnerability going forward on that, knowing that we've got 7 and knowing that we're going to get 4 is very important to me at this point in time.
I mean, just to recap, I mean, this court voted unanimously to be a part of Rate 41 because that was really the only vehicle for us to even have a voice in this process in some way. The letter that we sent was to our legislators and to the city council, originally in opposition to Rate 41, but the discussions at the time was that, our participation through Rate 41 was really the only vehicle for the county to even sort of be involved in this whole process. And, we had the option then to say we didn't want to be part of Rate 41 to preserve whatever rights or to oppose it later on, but we chose to be part of that discussion. And we chose to be part of that discussion, again, to work with other entities, again, whether it was to oppose or whether it wasn't. And now that they reached a settlement, it's if there's oppositions to it, I mean, in my opinion, that should have been raised with our initial decision to be part of Rate 41 in the first place. And we had this discussion of the pros and the cons of being part of Rate 41. We knew it was a small amount of money when we submitted that letter. And that was exactly one of the issues that I've raised. And this isn't new. Every time EPE has gone for a rate case, our interests have been limited to the Rate 41 discount. And I think we have a greater, public, responsibility, but, as a county entity, it's been limited to Rate 41. And we made the decision, was it just last month or this month? I don't recall, but we voted unanimously to be a part of this process because we felt it was the only vehicle for us to do that. Our other option would be, don't be part of Rate 41. They're going to do their own thing, and then we can pass some resolution, with giving just whatever our opinion is on other people's decisions on the sale. So, but just to recap, we agreed unanimously to be a part of Rate 41 to precisely give us a voice in this process.
I agree. We decided, in the beginning, we decided to go into the negotiation because I think there were different things that we were expecting or hoping for, right? And we wanted to preserve, I mean, for me, it would have been better to preserve the 7% rate. And also, I mean, I don't think I remember going into it saying that we were gonna agree to anything. I mean, it's a negotiation, and at the end, if there's something that we're not happy with the negotiation, I think it's up to us to speak our mind and say so. And I definitely think, like I said, voluntarily putting a gag on the Commissioner's Court is not something that we should be thinking about.
I think it's inappropriate to say it's a gag. Again, we went into this, we said that we were going to be a part of Rate 41. This was the outcome of the negotiations. If there was any of your objections to that process, I think it should have been raised then. Now our opposition, I mean, and you're entitled to vote opposed to it, and and the rest of us are going to have to approve it. But it's just that we made the decision as a court as a whole unanimously to be a part of Rate 41. Now that they've reached a point of negotiation where, our approval or disapproval of this specific negotiation regarding Rate 41 is going to jeopardize other entities, that's the position that we chose to be involved in with that letter. But I mean, that's the situation that we find ourselves in. But we chose to be a part of Rate 41.
We never promised that we never made any type of promise or signed any papers saying that we have to agree with the outcome of the negotiation. We didn't. So.
But you wanted to be part of the group to have, and I think that you put yourself in that position of whatever the outcome is going to be.
I'm sorry. I mean, I've never gone into a negotiation saying that that when the negotiation is done, I'm going to absolutely accept anything that comes out. I don't think we've ever done that.
Like I said, I mean, it's easy to say, no, it's not, nobody, I don't think there's anybody that's really happy with the sale of El Paso Electric, but I mean, it's just, we have to look out for the best interests of our constituents. We have to look out for the other entities that are part of Rate 41, who we went into this together, and we did sign a letter unanimously saying it is that we would be a part of this. And again, our disapproval, puts the other entities in jeopardy and costs the other entities money. Rate 41, even before the sale, was declining. And I think that's something else that should be made clear, is that El Paso Electric, before it was sold, had every intention of phasing out Rate 41, and they made that very clear in their rate cases, right, Jed?
Correct.
So this sale isn't changing anything that wasn't already happening prior to the sale. I mean, again, again, you're free to vote and say, you're upset about the sale, but this isn't.
It has nothing to do with the sale. It has everything to do with what I think is in the best interest of our constituencies, which is their voice, which is what we are put here to reflect. And we are, in my opinion, it is not in the best interest of our constituencies to gag their voice.
Well, I'm going to make a motion then to approve.
I'll second.
And it was the motion that was read in by Mr. Unterrecker. Thank you, just to make the record clear.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
No.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 23, approve and
Judge, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Robinson?
On the rate case, future, are we allowed to intervene?
Yes, that we're allowed to intervene in future rate cases.
I'm talking about the county.
The county is allowed to intervene.
Okay, 'cause I know the city is a regulator, so, but we are allowed to intervene.
We're allowed to intervene, and we did so in the last rate case as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Item number 23, approve and authorize the county judge to sign the Chapter 381 Economic Development Agreement with Project Trinity, Contract 2019-0676.
Is it just unplugged? Okay. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. Tech issues this past week. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Andrea Hutchins with the Economic Development Department. We are here to discuss today a Chapter 381 agreement between El Paso County and Summit 11 Investment Group for the property located at 300 East Main. This is a 72,000 square foot renovation of an existing property. that would include both residential, rental high-end apartment units, as well as some office space for not only event space, but also a shared office space. Just as a reminder, this project was brought to you originally back in June of 2019. At that time, the Commissioners Court gave approval for the negotiation of a 75% property tax rebate for up to 10 consecutive years for what at the time we were calling Project Trinity. As an overview of this project, it is an $18 million investment, which includes the transformation of, as I mentioned, a 13-story office space downtown. The investment is expected to include 80 high-end residential apartment units, 6,000 square feet of event space, and 10,000 square feet of co-working space, similar to like what we would call a WeWork or something to that effect. This is an overview of the potential incentive provided by the county, which would be approximately $357,000 over 10 years, equating to a 75% property tax rebate of the increment for the investment. Just also as an overview to show what the city of El Paso is looking at doing, and the total investment for the potential project would be $3.5 million. There will be some employees that will be added to this potential project with a weighted average above the county's median county wage, which is $34,232 total for the 5 positions. The Economic Development Department is recommending approval of this project based on the fact that the project is located in an investment zone. It does rehabilitate an outdated and empty building, and also increases residential density downtown, which we know is extremely important to continuing the development that we are seeing at the pace that it is downtown today. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Move to approve.
Second.
Judge Commissioners, Eric Rosales, Assistant County Attorney. The motion would be to approve and authorize the county judge to sign a Chapter 381 Economic Development Agreement with Summit 11 Investment Group, LLC.
Correct. Thank you.
Commissioner Perez?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Robinson?
Aye.
Judge Samaniego?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
This completes all the items on today's agenda, Judge, and concludes our meeting at 1:40 p.m.
Meeting adjourned.